They said Africa was the dark continent. Yeah, dark because the sunglasses you'll need after seeing these cities are not cheap. While Europe's busy repairing cobblestones from the 1800s, Africa quietly built skylines that make Paris look like a history museum. Today, we're counting down the top 10 African cities that look better than Europe, the places that make you question everything you thought you knew about this continent. Get comfortable, because the last few will leave you speechless. Let's dive in. 10. Luanda, Angola. Welcome to Luanda, where Africa flexes its power without saying a word. This is not your typical developing city. This is glass towers meeting the Atlantic breeze, highways that gleam, and a waterfront that could humble Lisbon itself. Luanda looks like what Europe wishes its colonial guilt could pay for. It's got that moneyed silence, the kind that says, yes, fuel prices are high, but look at this skyline. The city moves with confidence, polished, proud, unapologetic. And as the sun sets over the bay, Luanda doesn't just glow, it radiates superiority. You can almost hear it whisper, Europe who? But if you think Luanda is bold, wait till you see what's happening on the eastern coast, where the ocean meets serenity and ambition in one breathtaking dance. 9. Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Dar es Salaam, the city that didn't ask for attention, yet got it anyway. The name means haven of peace, but the skyline says, we're way past peace, we're showing off now. From its gleaming waterfront to the endless construction cranes reaching for the clouds, Dar is like Europe that finally learned to smile. No stress, no pretense, just palm trees, sunshine, and a sea breeze that smells like potential. The streets hum with quiet progress, clean, structured, and glowing at night like a city in a futuristic film. Dar es Salaam doesn't need validation. It's too busy evolving. But hold that thought, because next up, we're heading to an island paradise that makes even the Swiss jealous. 8. Port Louis, Mauritius. Now this one, it's almost unfair. Port Louis is the city Europe wishes it could retire in. Clean streets, pastel buildings, and that irresistible tropical calm. It's like someone blended Geneva's order with Caribbean vibes and sprinkled it with African warmth. It's a mix of cultures, elegance, and effortless beauty. The waterfront looks like it was designed for billionaires on vacation, but it's everyday life here. This isn't modern Africa, this is future Africa. You don't visit Port Louis to see what's developing, you go there to see what's already perfect. And if you think islands are the only ones stealing the spotlight, wait till you see a city that's turned chaos into charisma, a metropolis that never stops glowing. 7. Nairobi, Kenya. Ah, Nairobi, the city that Europe pretends not to notice because it's too embarrassed, where glass towers rise next to green hills and the morning mist makes the whole skyline look cinematic. This isn't your safari stop. This is Africa's Silicon Valley, busy, brainy, and beautiful. Nairobi is that mix of grit and glamour that cities like London lost decades ago. The energy is electric, the nightlife doesn't sleep, and the pace? Let's just say Nairobi runs on Wi-Fi and ambition. Every corner feels alive. Classy cafes, luxury apartments, streets filled with purpose. It's a city that doesn't beg for comparison. It creates its own category. And just when you think you've seen sophistication, Africa says, hold my coffee, and shows you a city dripping in style and culture, straight out of a dream. 6. Casablanca, Morocco. Welcome to Casablanca, the cinematic capital that looks like Paris took a vacation and never came back. Whitewashed buildings, palm-lined boulevards, and that endless Atlantic breeze. It's where Africa wears elegance like a tailored suit. Casablanca isn't loud. It's smooth, timeless, and effortlessly European. Only better. You'll find French-style cafes next to Moroccan Art Deco, and it all feels seamless. A city that's been charming travelers since forever. This is where Africa shows it can outclass Europe at its own game. And the skyline? It's not just beautiful, it's poetic. But don't blink, because next we're stepping into cities that don't just look better than Europe, they feel better. And the deeper we go, the more your old world map starts to look outdated.
5. Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Ah yes, Addis Ababa, the political heart of Africa, where the skyline rises like a statement. We're not just part of history, we're writing it. Addis doesn't try to imitate Europe. Why would it? It has its own rhythm, its own authority. This is where the African Union meets glass towers, ancient roots meet modern grace, and tradition walks confidently beside technology. The streets hum with life, cafes buzzing, new rail lines gleaming, buildings stretching upward with purpose. Addis is elegant without trying. It's not the kind of beauty that shouts, it's the kind that commands silence. And as night falls over the city, you realize this is not the Africa from postcards. This is Africa in charge. But if Addis Ababa is the heart, the next one is pure pulse, a capital that glows with ambition and screams modern royalty. 4. Abuja, Nigeria. Ah, Abuja. Clean, planned, and proud, and expensive enough to make Paris blush. This city doesn't play around with aesthetics. It's symmetry and sophistication on display. Wide roads, gleaming buildings, perfectly organized neighborhoods. Abuja looks like it was designed by someone who decided, let's build the capital Europe wished it had. It's not chaotic, it's curated. There's a stillness in Abuja, not emptiness, but confidence. Everywhere you look, there's structure, beauty, and order, something even European capitals can't say with a straight face. And at night, when the lights hit the skyline, you realize this city isn't competing, it's leading. But the story doesn't end in West Africa. We're heading north, to a city that's as ancient as it is dazzling, where modern life meets monuments of history. 3. Cairo, Egypt. Cairo, the city that refuses to age. While Europe recycles its nostalgia, Cairo turns its history into gold. It's chaotic, it's alive, and it's magnificent. Here, ancient pyramids share the skyline with glass towers and neon reflections in the Nile. It's a city that's been powerful for thousands of years and still manages to look futuristic. Cairo doesn't try to look European. In fact, Europe might be trying to look a bit more like Cairo these days. The mix of tradition and modernization here isn't forced, it's effortless. Every frame looks cinematic, golden sunsets, river cruises, and city lights that feel timeless. It's Africa reminding the world that civilization started here. But if Cairo is the wise elder, our next city is the smooth talker, modern, artistic, and so scenic it makes Europe look pixelated. 2. Capetown, South Africa. Now this is where Africa flexes without saying a word. Capetown looks like it was photoshopped by God himself. Mountains in the background, oceans at the front, and architecture that feels more future Europe than current Europe. It's elegance without arrogance. Every view is postcard perfect. Every corner feels like a movie scene. And the best part? The city's natural beauty makes even the fanciest European resort look like a nice attempt. Capetown's rhythm is different, calm but confident, refined but rebellious. It's the kind of place that makes you forget Europe even exists. But before you pack your bags, wait, because the number 1 city doesn't just look better than Europe, it defines what modern Africa looks like. 1. Johannesburg, South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, the powerhouse, Johannesburg, the city that never apologizes for being bold, beautiful, and unmistakably African. This isn't just a skyline, it's a statement. The glass towers, the highways, the pulse, everything about Johannesburg says we're not chasing Europe, we outgrew it. It's the beating financial heart of the continent, where innovation, art, business, and luxury meet in one magnetic storm of energy. From Sandton's glittering towers to Soweto's history, Joburg captures every face of Africa's evolution. And when night falls and the city lights up like 1,000 diamonds, you realize something powerful. Africa doesn't need comparison anymore. It's not better than Europe. It's beyond Europe. So next time someone talks about European sophistication, show them this list, because Africa's cities aren't catching up, they're redefining what progress looks like. From Luanda's bold skyline to Johannesburg's unstoppable energy, this continent isn't waiting for validation. It's building the future, one skyline at a time. And maybe, just maybe, it's time the rest of the world looked south for inspiration. Because this is not the Africa they told you about. This is the Africa that silences the doubters.